Manipur's lifeline, National Highway 39, continues to remain cut off, with the Nagaland-based Southern Angami public organization refusing to call off the indefinite blockade until the Manipur government agrees to its demand of removing its armed personnel and permanent structures from the disputed Kezoltsa area. Well, scores of trucks could be seen stranded along the highway near the border with Manipur, even as private vehicles were being sent back by the protesters. The National Highway 39, which connects Nagaland and Manipur, is a lifeline for the latter. Speaking to Northeast Live, President Southern Angami Youth Organization Metekireli Mejura said that it has been 72 hours since the band has been imposed, but there is no response from the Manipur government yet. Hence, the organization has now gone for an indefinite ban.
Imposed 72 hours ban, but since till today we didn't receive any reply, especially the Manipur government didn't pay any heed to our demands. So today we start with indefinite total ban. If any verdict is about to take place or bring judgment in this very issue, the areas and the land has to be clean and clear. That's why we are forcing the government of Manipur to withdraw their armed forces immediately. And until and unless our demands are met, we will never turn down or turn back. We will go till our demands are met, as mentioned earlier.
And well, the SIO president also stated, while many are asking for calling off the band, the decision to do so was not in the hands of organization or any other authority. Mejura added that it is the Manipur government which can pave way for solution by moving the security personnel from the area.
Today, many people are requesting to call off this ban, sharing their grievances and to maintain peace and tranquility among the neighbors and among the people in general. But the decision to withdraw the ban, this indefinite ban, is not in our hand, nor it is in the hand of our authority or even SAPO or any other organization. But it is completely lying in the decision of the Manipur state government. If they withdraw or made our demand by withdrawing these armed forces, we are ready to withdraw our forces in this jurisdiction where we have triggered indefinite ban. We are anytime ready to withdraw our youth forces.
And speaking on the boundary issue, the SIO president claimed that political boundary in place is an imaginary demarcation and cannot determine things. He added that SAPO will go by the traditional boundary that Naga people have believed in since decades, and if the Nagaland government requires any proof or documents pertaining to it, the same can be provided.
This political boundary is just an imaginary line demarcated. And then on seeing this through Google, I'm told, and on going through that, there is many manipulations also in this Google map. But whatever is taking place, we are telling you that we'll go by our own Naga traditional rights as Naga. So we cannot take this to our state affairs also. Why? Because this is purely a traditional issue, a traditional boundary. We don't want our Nagaland government to directly come and get involved. We seek, on this point, we seek for our Naga customary law through traditional rights. But in the meantime, as my government will be needing their help, if any proof or documentation required for this very issue, when government asks for, we are ready to produce to them at any time.
And well, the SIO president maintained that their protest is peaceful in nature.
We are sending back all the vehicles. Till now, we are trying to do it in a in a very peaceful and friendly atmospheres. We don't want to, so far we haven't harassed any people or exemption for the students and teachers especially. But now it has come into indefinite ban, except for these medical emergencies, press medias, postals, paramilitary forces and armies. The rest, we have imposed total ban in southern Angami jurisdiction.
And the SAYO president added that the organization requests the Manipur government to come up with a positive response soon so that peace prevails and the cordial relation between the states and the people doesn't get affected. The SAYO maintained that it wants peace and cordial relation with Manipur, and it may be mentioned that the Manipur government had written to its Nagaland counterpart asking it to ensure the withdrawal of ban for sake of public and maintenance of peace.
72-hour ban called by the Southern Angami Public Organization had come to an end on 23rd March midnight, and the second phase of the agitation in the form of an indefinite ban resumed from 24th March. The indefinite ban comes following the non-fulfillment of the demands made by the SAPO to the Manipur government, that is to withdraw their forces immediately from the land which has been illegally encroached and where barracks have been built by the Manipur government. The SAPO have also made this stand very clear that they will withdraw their forces only when the Manipur government fulfills their demand. The SAPO have also deployed their volunteers at strategic locations in the southern area jurisdiction to check any vehicles plying from Manipur via the southern jurisdiction. With camera person Pangloy, this is Sarah Konyak reporting for Northeast Live.
All right, our news editor Nabrun Goswami joins us from the newsroom to give his perspective on this big development. Well, Nabrun, Manipur's lifeline comes to a standstill. No word from the Manipur government, and SAPO is now calling for an indefinite ban. How do you see this entire matter?
Well, Pooja, the situation is serious indeed. It has been 72 hours since the highway, the NH-39, which is called the lifeline of Manipur, has been affected. We just heard the SAYO, the Southern Angami Youth Organization president, saying that they will not call off, they will not call off the blockade, the band, until and unless the Manipur government responds. They have also maintained that they want cordial and friendly brotherly relations with the people of Manipur, and hence they request the Manipur government to respond to the demand. That demand is that Manipur armed personnel and permanent structure should be removed from Kezoltsa. Kezoltsa, if we talk about from the Manipur side, well, they say it comes under Senapati district, but it is the area, as sources say, is being termed as disputed. And as we heard the SAYO president maintain that the political boundary on paper is imaginary. That's what he exactly said. And he says traditionally the area has belonged to the Nagas, and hence they have traditional rights to the areas. If the state government, the Nagaland government, wants any proof of the same, they are willing to cooperate. But calling off the band without their demands being fulfilled is not possible. They have made it very clear, and they have maintained that it's not in their hands or in the hands of any authority to call off this blockade. Now, well, it's been around 3 days. Till now, of course, we have seen some of these visuals coming in where trucks are stranded and the private vehicles have been sent back. So there's not a long queue of stranded vehicles in the area. But yes, trucks are definitely stranded. Supplies are not going through. So what our sources in Senapati are saying is that, Pooja, in the next 24 to 48 hours, there may be a shortage of items in the markets because the supplies have totally stopped. This, of course, NH-39 is, of course, considered the lifeline of Manipur. If you remember, a decade or so ago, every time there's a blockade in NH-39, prices would skyrocket. Prices of stuff would skyrocket in Manipur. And it's after a long time that this highway has been blocked again. It's been 72 hours. But if this continues for another 48 hours, well, there will be shortage of essentials in the markets. Already the Manipur government has written to the Nagaland government urging them to ensure that the band is withdrawn in the interest of peace and for the sake of the public. But of course we heard the SAYO, the Southern Angami Youth Organization, clearly saying that all we want is that Manipur government should pay heed to our demands and we are more than willing to call off the Bandh. But unless and until that happens, it's not in our hands to call off the Bandh. We are being joined now by our Manipur correspondent Sharat Chandra. Sharat, well, the blockade of NH-39, considered the lifeline of Manipur, continues. What our sources from Senapati are saying is that if this continues for the next 1 or 2 days, there may be shortage of essential items in the markets. So is the Manipur government planning to some strategy or devising some strategy to ensure that the Bandh is withdrawn? What is the plan as far as Manipur is concerned, Sharat?
Nagaland, you see, is this indefinite Bandh called by the Southern Angami public organization is concerned. First of all, I think negotiation is the need of the war. As far as the Manipur government is concerned, they have already written to the counterpart, that is Nagaland, very particularly to the secretary, by the Special Secretary Home from Manipur side, representing state government. But so far, the indefinite Bandh is concerned, it already begins, this begins from the 23rd March midnight, and it is around 70 hours, more than 70 hours, since this indefinite Bandh. You also mentioned regarding regarding the shortage of essential commodities. Yes, if the indefinite Bandh goes for a long, then there would be always crisis in the state of Manipur, because this National Highway 39 Imphal-Dimapur road is a very important route for the Manipuris. It is a lifeline, and all the essential items do come from this Dimapur side. So once this is stopped for a long time, then there would be a scarcity of these essential commodities. So far, the 72 hours indefinite Bandh had already, the Bandh is completed 72 hours. It goes further, then there would be scarcity of essential commodity crisis, no doubt. But at the same time, when the government is trying to negotiate with Nagaland, already written. But I think written is not enough. I think some representatives should be sent to the Nagaland side, and Nagaland side also ready to sit together in the table, so that I think one amicable end be brought in. Otherwise, at the end, sufferer is the common people in Manipur, Nabru.
Absolutely, Sharat, but what are the immediate options available for Manipur? As you rightly mentioned, if this continues for another 2 or 3 days, the common public will start feeling the heat, facing the heat. What could be the immediate options for Manipur?
You see, Nabarun, I will be mentioned the negotiation is the only way, because you see, so far as the dispute of land in between the state of Manipur and the Nagaland is concerned, looking into the Juko Valley, it's a very long-standing dispute. This time again, once again, it is being erupted because due to the security presence and some of the permanent structure, very particularly precisely at the Kezoltsa area. Kezoltsa area from Manipur side claiming that it comes to the Manipur under Senapati district, and even the Nagaland side want to go for a check, then they can go through the satellite mapping. I think the talk in between the two states, that is Nagaland and Manipur, if it is not enough, I think the center should be intervened, and this director, this general surveyor can be included in the talk, so that a clear picture can come up and will be settled down permanently, Nabarun.
We'll have to wait and watch. Thank you so much for your perspective and updates on that. The Bandh continues. The Southern Angami Youth Organization has maintained that it will not withdraw the Bandh until the Manipur government heeds to its demands. But again, it has reiterated that it wants good, cordial relationship with Manipur, with the people of Manipur, and that this should be done. All the negotiations should be done amicably, and all it wants from Manipur is withdrawal of its armed personnel from the area and demolition of the permanent structures. Well, we have to wait and watch how things move ahead from here.